Here we are. Wow, cheers, Jessica.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Mm.
Phil makes a good old fashioned.
Phil,
You make a good old fashioned.
good old fashioned. You also pour a nice glass of wine too.
Yes. Oh, I'll take those here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, so what did you order, Jessica? Because it looks delightful.
I got the spicy Italian with fries.
It looks delicious. The French fries look so good too. I'm gonna steal one.
Oh yeah.
And I got my trio again because I'm not gonna lie, I was still dreaming of these Brussels sprouts. An odd thing to dream about, but even try to make them at home, and then they told me how to make them. So gotta try it that way.
Now you're like, oh, I could have just thrown them in the air fryer.
Well, I did it in the oven because I have more control of the oven. But no, they fry them, like in the fryer.
These fries are really good. We have them at Kimmel's.
Alrighty, guys. Well, man, there's so much Vegas drama going on.
There's
we
a
were
lot.
almost like, what do we even talk about for celebrity drama? And then Kanye West did his thing, so we were good. But it was like, okay, well, what do we actually talk about for celebrity? Because there was so much Vegas
I can't
drama.
believe we still haven't covered Chappell Roan and her, because I've got my take on all of that.
Yeah, I also don't want to. I'm just like, yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. Oh my God. But at the same time, the way I see it is like, okay.
I mean, Christina did it. She was fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Now she's doing it on purpose. But.
Okay. But okay. The way that I see it is like, you got into what you love for a reason, and lucky for you, it blew up in your face. Like, it blew up. Like, you got famous. Like,
yeah.
Cool. Listen, one time I got introduced to Ann Martinez, and she knew exactly who I was because of this show. That was my first I've made it moment, right? The next one I had was like, I was just thinking about this today. My next I've made it moment was when I think we had like when we had Jeff Timmons and Trevor Pennick on the show. I was like, oh, there it is, and then.
I mean, for me, it was John D. Domenico.
That too.
We got Trump, and now he's on Howard Stern.
Yes. Okay.
I mentioned he should do that.
Right. Yes.
I mean,
we had a whole conversation. Yes.
He totally had the contract written up already, but Yeah.
And then one time, I was bartending at Kimmel's, and the comedy reviewers walked in, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're Jessica from Reality Check," and I was like, "Wait."
Yes, I am.
And that was like my third I've made it moment. And then this.
So remember that one time you were at the pool at my old apartment, and you had followers actually know who you were?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like,
so listen, if we get to a point where we're like Alex Cooper famous, or God forbid, like Travis and Jason New Heights big, I am going to live that shit up. And I'm not going to sit back and complain about it.
But that's because that's a lifestyle you want. I would absolutely complain about it. I would absolutely lose my shit if someone showed up to my best friend's house dating her ex-boyfriend to get closer to me. I would absolutely. See, the problem is she wanted to make music.
Yeah.
Making music and being famous is not the same.
Then be a songwriter.
She is.
Well, then don't go on stage.
Well, the thing is, you have to remember, she had 3,000 listeners, and that became 3 billion listeners within the same year. This isn't like this isn't a Taylor Swift story. This is a story of it came out of nowhere. Like, she spent 10 years literally playing at fair shows. And then she opened up for Olivia Rodrigo and was still only getting 3,000 listeners. And then finally she blows up on TikTok, and then she does an incredible Coachella. I mean, in Coachella, she was on a side stage.
Yeah, I saw.
That held 200 people. She was not ready for the 40,000 people standing outside. Taylor was. Taylor was molded for that. Britney Spears was molded for that. Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus was molded for this. She literally just showed up and had no idea what was happening. But also now she's totally playing into it.
Yeah.
Now she's just an asshole on stage because
Yeah.
she gets to be the diva. Okay, I'll be the Madonna of this generation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be this. And
It's a
listen,
no for me.
Madonna has huge. I mean, Christina Aguilera did it her whole career.
I know she's got. I know that she.
Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston.
I know that she has like really catchy songs, but I would rather other people sing them. Like I enjoy singing all the covers because I'm just so.
See,
like,
it's not even like
I'm like I'm out because I'm
Yeah,
just
I
like
think-
the whole I'm canceling my show for my mental. Yeah, okay. Like if Taylor Swift ever took a sick day.
But also, once again, this comes from somebody
She can,
who did
she
not.
never does.
Like, she never planned on being Taylor Swift. Like I said, if we got to new level heights, yeah, I'd be pissed off if there was paparazzi. I never expected that for the show.
I would eat that shit up.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Like just because you don't like the fame that you got doesn't make her a horrible person. I think what's interesting though is that she's purposely creating herself as the villain. Like, I mean, the hot to go dance. Like, it was funny when she yelled at VIP. It's like, you guys are too good enough for my show. And I bet they were assholes through the whole entire show. I watched VIP at 30 Seconds to Mars leave because it got 2 droplets of rain. Okay? And 100 people left that show because there was rain. You know why? Because they were there for Jared Leto's face, not the music. And yeah, as a performer, when I show up to go sing my song and dance my dance, I want you to participate.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you have 40,000 people looking at you and doing your dance. It's okay if 110 is not. But then I go, she's got to be doing it on purpose. Keeps you in the headlines.
Yeah, can't do it. Anyway.
Anyways, but yeah, all right. Well,
Vegas drama. There's. Oh my god.
I mean, circus, tattoo shops, our own stuff that we did.
Dude, the tattoo shop. Okay, well,
let's do circus.
Circus.
Circus has been on my mind for a while.
Because circus. A lot of people thought, okay, this has like been rumors that have been going on for years.
Yeah,
You know, and then they started doing all these renovations.
Like 3 years ago.
Like I feel like they put like $1 billion or some shit, like some crazy number into like renovating it. Yeah. I think they even got a new like SpongeBob ride at Adventure Dome. Like they put money into making
and
Circus.
And they paid for a lot of influencers to come through and stuff too. And like
I still can't get behind Circus because I remember when I first, I think it was when I first moved here, they found like an Asian couple murdered in a hotel room at Circus. Yeah. And I think they even have like motel rooms back there too.
Yes. They have monthly, weeklies.
It's real, like that's gross. Like, where do you live? I live at Circus. I'd rather say I live at Budget Suites. Like, that's because, and then like you have like Deja Vu, like the strip club Deja Vu right behind you.
But listen, Deja Vu has Puppetry of the Penis. They also have the boutique. They also have Planet 13. They really cleaned up on that side.
Well, Deja Vu is where people get their phones stolen all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I will say, like, it's interesting. So Circus, there was this guy in a very nice tailored suit, and he looked like a lawyer. And he was like, I'm telling you guys right now, within the year, Circus property is going to be sold off. It's going to be demolished, and something new is going to be put up there, like Resorts World or whatever new casinos out there. Okay. So then everyone takes it very seriously on the internet. But then I look at his name, and his name is like Limo Rob. And I'm like, okay, well, he's a limo driver.
He's like Vegas policy.
Yeah, like, so he just heard something from the back, you know, just heard something overhearing it. But I will say, this rumor was, they were supposed to close at the end of August, then it was the end of September, now it's the end of October. But what I find weird is that they're not doing Fright Dome this year. Like, they're not doing Fright Dome. They always.
I've actually
do
never
Fright
even
Dome.
been to Fright Dome.
No, I don't do haunted houses.
I just go to the Zach Bagans haunted museum.
So for me, Adventure Dome was where I had my birthday parties as a kid, as when my friends had their birthday parties. We used to go on field trips there. So for me, it's very nostalgic. And like, I've been wanting to take Vegas Baby, but like, he's just at the height for the rides now. So it's like, we couldn't go. But now I really got to go because I got to take him to all the stupid rides that I rode.
I'm trying to think of that one haunted house that was on Ghost Adventures. They are, God dang it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I gotta find it. But there was I follow them. I'll find it. I didn't even think about it. But it was, I'll think about it. But they were on Ghost Adventures, and that's, and John Shaw was on it. And like, that'll be like that haunted house. I think it's even in a corn maze. Like, I think it's it's
in town?
It looks scary as shit.
Oh.
Yeah. And, I think I want to go to that, but I gotta find the time. I still want to go to a pumpkin patch. Like,
we're going next week. I don't know. Yeah,
like the only day I could go is like a Wednesday or something.
No, Circus. I don't know. I just think it's weird that they didn't do Fright Dome this year, and then these rumors that they're closing.
They don't need to. That place is haunted anyway.
I mean, listen, real talk. Also, the love of Circus I have, or like the main memory I have, they used to have a water ride, and it would go under the big pink one. And so you would ride it, and every time you went under like a bridge, people would stick their gum to it. And there was hundreds of little pieces of gum as you rode under it. And then in the parking garage, people took off their shoes and made footprints. And the parking garage is just full, still to this day, full of footprints. It's trashy, but I love trashy. So
my memory of Circus. So my friend Andy and I went to see the Miley Cyrus concert. Like, we're talking the Bangers tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every March 31st, we text each other, happy Mileyversary. Okay. But the first year of our Mileyversary, to celebrate, we went to Circus because I had never been. Right. So we both took the day off.
You don't go to Circus. You go to Adventure Dome.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So we did all of that. Right. Andy didn't ride the rides. I just rode them. Well, no, he rode a couple rides. But we rode some rides, got drunk, did the like arcade or like the carnival games, did all of that. I still have like the cups, like the glasses that I want. They're on my bookshelf.
Oh, okay. Then I've seen them.
Yeah. And I had all these random stuffed animals, and then we got these license plates made. And now Andy does this thing where if he goes to a new bar and he doesn't know the bartender's name, he just calls them George, because eventually someone's gonna turn around. Okay. Now at one point we went to like an Aces and Ales, and they had the lobster tank. And Andy was like, "Oh my God, we got a free lobster." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We put like $80 in there." Like, we finally, and so we were like,
for the lobster.
Yeah. So we were like, "Okay, what do we?" So he goes, "What do you want to name the lobster?" I was like, "I don't know, Harold." So like Harold the lobster, right? So we're at Circus, and this like a few months later, we're at Circus, and we got these license plates made, and it said, and they're purple, and mine is somewhere, but it says "Happy Mileyversary, George and Harold." And then the date of the show, we were completely trashed when we did this.
And then you're like, "I'm glad we did this."
We didn't say like Jessica and Andy. We literally wrote George and Harold on a purple plate.
Yeah. That's appropriate. I feel like that's appropriate. It's funny, especially getting fucked up. I mean, honestly, like I said, Adventure Dome's Adventure Dome. I would be sad to see it go, but like, when was the last time I went to Adventure Dome? Like, it's kind of like when everyone was losing their mind and when the volcano closed. I was like, when was the last time you went to go see that volcano? None. Hence why they're closing. No. I mean, we used to walk past it, but we wouldn't sit there for the show.
Remember those nights that we used to like pick up strays from Carnival Court and then like walk up and down the strip?
Hey, I was one of those strays.
Yeah, you're the only. Well,
I was like, strays that stayed.
Man,
we just made our own little thing.
I used to get so mad picking up strays.
I mean,
that sounds so
it was
bad.
Obnoxious.
But...
No, it was obnoxious at some point, because even sometimes when we're like hanging out with like Dylan and Grace like finds a whole new friend, I'm like, girl, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to debrief with a new person. I just need to debrief. Like, I need them to be on par like you are. I need them to already know I have a podcast so I can talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I just need you.
I need them to be into football so we can talk about it.
Yeah, like, I just need them educated enough, okay? But no, it's all right. But yeah, so like, speaking of Industrial Road,
Oh my God. Listen, that I would just stay away from Industrial Road.
Okay, I disagree.
Except for Tommy Rockers.
No, I disagree because personally, I love Planet 13. I love using Industrial Road to get to the Fashion Show Mall. I love, the old Cheetahs. Now the library's down there. Yeah, no, I love Industrial Road. But I will say, don't order pizza from there because that's where sliced pizza is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't get tattooed.
Don't get tattooed there because Illuminati tattoo is gross. Oh my God.
I can't believe anybody would even go to Illuminati tattoo.
Listen, aren't they known for being awful?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw a couple people in the comments were like, yeah, they're trash.
I'd rather go to Coolsville, pay $10 for a tattoo, and risk getting hepatitis.
I've done that 3 times.
Yeah. I did it one time, and Crystal and I were drunk.
Yeah, I did. Mine didn't come out great.
No, yours is right there, because we have the same one.
Yeah, but I also have one here.
Yeah.
And here.
Yeah.
I have 4 of them. I did 4 times. Girl, drugs are a wild thing.
And you're still alive, so.
Without hepatitis.
Without
that's
hepatitis.
good. But yeah, so Illuminati tattoo, apparently they're really bad. So this lady goes in, she's from Canada. She goes in with her and her son to get a birthday tattoo. It was his birthday. And apparently they did research, but that doesn't sound, listen, the more she talks, the more she did not do research. Because she was like, we're in Vegas. I thought only the top artists would be in Vegas. Why would you assume that?
No.
That's silly. Like, yes, like, I mean, I gotta say, by my old apartment, this tattoo artist just opened up his shop, and he does, like, the crazy realistic, like actual paintings on the arm tattoo stuff.
I want one of those.
Me too. And, like, listen, they're like $5,000 tattoos. So, yeah, they're here in town. They're here in town, but, like, no, you can't just go to a random tattoo parlor and expect some quality work.
I get a lot of my guests that ask me, because, covered. So I get a lot of guests that ask me where I go, and I always give them 2 shops, and I like name out my artists like by first name. I'm like, okay, Dirk Vermin, right?
Okay.
I'm like, go to Pussycat. It's right here by the Strip.
Yeah, I like his artist. I don't like him. That's funny.
Oh, I love Dirk Vermin.
I like him. I don't like his art. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like his other tattoo artists are great though.
Yeah.
That's where I got this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
Steve.
Yeah. Well, no, Steve's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But so if you're ever in Cleveland, go to Steve Thompson. Anyway, no, I always send people to Dirk Vermin because it's Pussycat Tattoo. It's been there for like 30 years. Yeah. It's an iconic.
He had a TV show and everything.
He doesn't talk about it.
He did not have a TV show.
An iconic haunted tattoo shop. And I loved going in there. Like each room, like each tattoo artist had like basically their own room.
Yeah.
Loved it. So I always send people over there. And then I always send people also to Brad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where's that?
And that's at Last Chance Tattoo.
Yeah.
And that's right there on Arville and Flamingo, right across from the Palms, because that is where I go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I trust Brad and I trust Dirk. So, really, and I found out that the kind of tattoo that I want, like that realistic stuff, Brad can do it too.
Well, we probably won't. I'll have to show you this guy's work because the 5,000 makes sense.
Yeah.
What's this guy's work? Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to get that kind
it's
of
like a portrait
tattoo,
though. It's like there was a portrait tattoo that I kind of wanted. And I text Steve and I was like, "Can Brad do this, or do I have to go to someone else?" And he's like, "Oh, Brad can do it." I'm like, oh, "Okay." So,
that's cool
but you always, the thing is, so like, okay, when Steve moved initially to California, he asked me who I can go to from there.
Yeah.
He said, "Just go to Holly." And so I went to Holly for like years. And then Steve came back. So I just went back to Steve.
Yeah.
And then when he left and moved to Cleveland, I was like, where do I go now?
Yeah.
And he's like, go to Brad. So like,
and it just happened to be there too, like
right
super
there,
close to your house.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. What a coincidence.
Yeah, because he was like, well, where do you live? And I was like, oh, I live. And I told him where I live.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm in Chinatown. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. Brad's shop is right here. So like, as far as like research, you always have to go by like the best. So you can't just go by like you cannot just go by reviews. You have to like talk to people. Like what you should have just waited until you got to Vegas to go around and find out.
Well, I would honestly say don't even wait to go to Vegas, because I've been trying to find a new tattoo artist too, just like looking around. And there's this one lady, I absolutely love her, and I want to book with her. But like, and like
but it's word of mouth, like you.
Well,
and
I found it on Instagram, but then I went through her Instagram and looked at tattoos for years. You know what I mean? These artists who want the money and want all the artists that are like legit and here to work and good artists are going to post all their shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can see the individual artists. You can see what's happening. You can see who they're connected to. You can see people's stuff. I mean, they tag everyone because they want their stuff to be out. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like when I look for a new nail salon too. I don't necessarily look for the nail salon. I look for the artist that I want to go to, like, because I like all the nail art and stuff. Hence why I never have my nails done.
I also check on my, like, okay, so I would also like find that tattoo artist, go to mine, and be like, hey Steve, what do you think about this?
Exactly. Like, I mean, like, especially because I can understand if this is your first tattoo. I don't know. This lady's tattoo is pretty big on her leg, which makes me think it's not her first one. And so what happened was...
no, I had a friend that got a whole back tattoo as his first one.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So this lady comes from Canada, right? So she gets in the chair. Her son's tattoo comes out. Great. They like it. I think it looks like trash. I mean, the shading is awful. It's a very typical treble clef tattoo with some added music stuff to it, but like... To me, it looks like garbage, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't be happy with the tattoo, but there's a lot of things I would have done differently. And then she gets hers done, and the tattoo artist is like obviously impaired and slurring his words. He's also at times not even using ink while he's tattooing her. He's just dry needling her skin. Which I'm like, why did you not stop?
Right.
Like, the pain alone in that.
I watch Steve everything he does when he's tattooing me.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, most of the time. Sometimes I fall asleep.
And then the guy freaking takes off
like a psychopath.
Like, well, that's what girls do. He takes off their gloves and starts touching the raw tattoo without gloves, and he's intoxicated.
How are they not shut down?
Well, I'm gonna get into that because it's actually quite juicy. So then, the tattoo comes out. I mean, like, guys, the tattoo comes out awful. It looks like a toddler got a hold of a tattoo gun and just went like this on her. I mean, it's blotchy. The shading doesn't make sense. I mean, it truly looks like the man was it looks like he had drunk goggles on. Like, it's obvious the guy was like high or drunk or something. So the lady comes back the next day. She gets her money back for the tattoo. The owner is like freaking out because he's like, you're going to ruin me. You're going to ruin me. The artist then tries to convince the lady to stop the complaint to the health department. And she's like, no, this is awful.
I would go right to the health department. Yeah. I wouldn't even care. I would leave that shop, go right to the health department.
And so she's like freaking out. And so turns out this guy had been sober for 8 months. The owner was trying to be nice and like give him a job, but the guy's body art card was expired, so he wasn't even allowed to tattoo to begin with.
See, again, you have to really like, because like the entertainment industry, the tattoo industry, and like the bartender industry, like the service industry, it's a small world.
Yeah.
And everyone knows everyone. So again, I could literally go to Steve and be like, what do you think about, or Brad, or Holly, or Dirk, and be like, so what do you guys think about this? And they will tell me everything. Like Dirk will, if I ever go to Dirk Rubin and I'm like, hey buddy, what do you, like, I was thinking about going here, and what do you think? And he would be like, you're out of your mind. And then he would tell me everything.
Though, like, not everyone has that. Just go on Instagram.
Yeah, but still.
You'll see what the artist's work looks like. Also, if he's slurring his word and not using ink on his skin.
But the artists are going to post their good stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, listen, like I said, you saw the good treble clef tattoo.
They could have just done better research. I guess
I
at
mean,
the end of the day, they could have just
and then this is not their fault, but I'm saying if you want to go get a tattoo, please do your research. Like,
find somebody with tattoos and ask them first.
Right? Or like, I mean, because honestly, I get it. You don't have that much time. You don't have the opportunity to talk to an owner of a thing, because all owners want you to get tattooed there. But like, it was just wild. And so anyways, I'm not Fox Life. Channel 8 News then looks into this more. Turns out the health department comes in, and turns out they have been fined before for having, they were fined for not tagging sterilized equipment with expiration dates. So like all of their sterilized equipment, which is their needles.
I mean, we all have to do that. Like we do that behind the bar. Like you have to, like as soon as we open a wine bottle, it has to be dated.
Yeah. So like they didn't have any of that. Turns out they've also had this issue with artists not having their body cards up to date. Then it turns out, yes, this happened before a few years ago. Then it turns out Channel 8 News does some digging. They don't even have a business license. It was revoked 2 years ago.
So how are they still in?
They're not supposed to be. So what happened was they never completed their business license stuff in 2023 because obviously they didn't file.
So was that so that lady was able to sue, or like?
Well, yeah, she's able to sue because there's a business associated with it. But yeah, like it was. They haven't had a business license, and it was revoked in 2023. They've been practicing under no business license for 2 years now. This would be their second year. So it's like really shady all the way around. Like they're like, we like my son's tattoo, but like, the guy didn't have his body art card, and this is the second time it's happened. The equipment was not labeled, and then on top of it, the guy hasn't had a business license.
Dude, if I walked into a shop and I saw what I like none of that was a clue. I mean,
she also didn't fill out any paperwork before her tattoo. Like the basic, are you breastfeeding? Are you this? Are you this? She didn't even have a signature for that. She didn't even do that. I'm like, why did you do all of these steps before getting there?
I mean, I don't always, but I also been going to the same shops for years.
Well, by law, they're supposed to.
Oh, no, but...
But like, it's one of those things where like, okay, so you're getting tattooed. You know he's not doing something right. So the owner signed on like this handwritten note. I don't know how legal that is. Like, I'll pay for your laser removal. I bet he was going to pay for her laser removal, but I don't blame her for just suing him because he does need to be shut down. He's like a danger to society at this point. Yeah. And also gives tattoo artists a really bad name. I feel like the tattoo world has really came up, and it just is like more stigma to the like tattoo haters.
But also we have reputable shops. We have reputable.
I mean, we have.
And like if you know what I mean, like we have friends that have podcasts, and they don't give us a bad name. They just bury themselves.
I mean, if it fits your description, it fits your description.
Yeah.
But Jessica, you had a wild night.
Oh my God.
Which we knew she was going to Story Pirate. So I was like,
no. Oh, are we talking about the time I went to Straight? Oh my God, I have a funny story about Straight Pirate.
Oh, well, we'll do that one last because it will lead into the spooky things.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there was a story with Straight Pirate that I didn't know was with Straight Pirate, like what happened until afterwards that AJ told me about on Saturday, and it was hilarious. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, okay.
We're gonna have to hear that story.
It was juicy. Because anyway, so Friday night, I got off work at like 9:30. First of all, I texted Terry Warren from the Droids, and I was like, "You guys are at Carnival tonight, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool, see you tonight." So I get off work at like 10:30, and I head over to. Well, no, I got off work around 10. Head off to Carnival Court, and it's packed. It is like full on packed. Almost like it's a party in there, and I was like, oh damn, yes, absolutely.
Those are the best Carnival days too.
Dude, I know.
So much fun.
So fun. So I make my way to I got my drink from Mig, and then I walk over to the front of the stage, and I'm taking pictures and videos, and of course it's Dave Madelon, and he's like playing into the camera. And
he's a cheeser for the camera.
He really was. He's like,
I got some good views, and I don't blame him. I appreciate it. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Madelon. Thanks. That guy. He's also in the Elvis show. No, so Madelon, it was Madelon, Mike Suter, Mike Vassos, and Terry. And we're like, I'm videoing, just having the best time. And this lady comes up and she goes to Vassos and she goes, "Do you guys have Little John?" And I'm like, "Sorry, what?" And like, I'm like, I like turn.
Do you think they play Little John?
Like,
this is a droids concert.
Like, there's a bunch of white people everywhere. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
actually, appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, dude, this isn't like white people saying eight. It's like this is like, we're all partying to 80s hair bands. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Lil Jon? And I looked at her and I go, lady, this is a rock band. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like, rock band. Like,
no, people don't notice.
Like, rock band. Like,
especially
you could literally go to like the Whippets and throw them $100 and they could figure it out.
Well, what's funny about that, I was just going to say, it's like they know it. Like, for example, that band is an 80s band and people still walk up to them and be like, "Hey, can you play like Tupac?" Or like, "Can you play like Three Doors Down?"
Yeah.
It's like, no.
This is a 80s pop
this
band.
Is
I don't
an
know
80s.
So, yeah. No, but it was so funny. So, but what the best part of that was like they did their like introduction mashup thing. So they introduce each other. So when they're like, you know how like throughout the show, they're like, oh, like, you know, Dave Madelon on bass, Mike Vassos on like lead guitar or whatever. So, but what they did was they each individually played a song. So of course they start with Madelon.
What did he play?
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, and I'm like, bitch got her wish.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, it's
adjacent.
Like that's more Luda, but I think that's Luda, right? Flo Rida. Okay, see, yes. I don't know.
Only reason why I know that is because his name helped me learn how to spell Florida.
I made a cocktail for him a few weeks ago.
Did you really? Did you thank him for helping me learn how to spell Florida?
No. No, actually, Sid from the Steve Byrne Show, who's also in like all those like Netflix shows and stuff. He came downstairs and he goes, "Hey Jess, I need a cocktail for Flo Rida," and I was like, "Gotcha."
Okay.
I don't remember what I made, but apparently he really liked it.
Listen, you guys should go see Sid, and then you can see why I like watching Sid.
We love Sid. He's he's gonna start doing Days of Our Lives. He's in All American, and
he's cute.
And he's so cute. He's the stunt coordinator in SWAT, or he's a stuntman in SWAT. So like he's everywhere. But yeah, he comes downstairs and he goes, "Yeah, I need a cocktail for Flo Rida," and I was like, "Got it." And I
what did you make him?
I don't remember.
Damn.
I think it was something with tequila. I don't know.
Flo Rida
I never got to meet him, but I made him. I think I made him a Oaxaca old fashioned. So
he'd like that.
But it was so funny because I just told this lady, like, "Good luck, lady, you're not getting rap in a rock concert." And then 3 songs later, you hear "Boots with the Fur," and I'm like, "Stop it, no." And then, so then they like get over to Mike Suter, and he starts doing Love Shack, and I'm like,
I love the big
what's going on? And then then you get to Terry, and he starts, "This is how we do it," and I'm like,
he kind of got a wish again.
I'm like, what's going on? And then they finished with Mike Vassos, and that dude. "I want it that way," and I was like, "What is going on here? What is happening here?"
This was not the mashup. Was it an easy flow of the mashup?
It was, but it was but
okay.
they went from musician to musician to musician, and I was like, what's going on?
That's so funny. You know, they sat there in a group going, "Guys, what 4 songs can we come up with that have nothing to do with each other?"
Yes, exactly. That, it was so fun to watch. And then there was like this couple that had just gotten married, and they had asked for 4 non-blondes. And
that's so funny. That was the song I was going to bring up with the other band.
Okay, but like they sang 4
it's 90s.
Yeah, but like bunch of dudes. And
what's going on?
Bunch of dudes. bunch of dudes, and they were like, I don't know if we could pull this off, but I guess we could try.
I know, I say.
So,
yeah.
of course, Terry, playing drums, sings lead on that song. I'm good for him. He did great. He did great. So
good for him. That's actually really surprising.
And the audience, man. Do you see like the video? Like
honestly, those are my favorite carnival nights. The people watching is like you can't get better carnival court like people viewing night than those nights.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday night.
So into the band. They're so intoxicated. They're so into the bartenders because they're doing flair.
Yeah.
And they're just having so much fun. And I just love watching people have fun.
Well, speaking of the bartenders, so Flippy, of course. Now, Flippy is one of the most famous flair bartenders we have in town.
It's
Him,
true.
Bache, like they're well known. Flippy, I used to see get on stage with the Whippets, but now Flippy works at night and not day shift.
Ooh.
So Flippy now gets on stage with the Droids. So he did Blink-182 and Lit.
Okay.
That was like, so he did All the Small Things and what's that song? I was just thinking of it too.
I know the band.
My Own Worst Enemy, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. From Lit. So that was cool because I was like, I can't believe I'm witnessing this.
Yeah, cool. Finally, again.
So this is this is all happening, and I'm like,
where am I?
This is pure carnival court. Like this.
Honestly, it's the reason why we fell in love with carnival court to begin with.
Yes.
You remember why you're in love.
yes. Carnival court, like
it was
we
fun.
you know what? The Droids just always bring it. Like they really do.
I used to watch the Droids before I met you at Carnival Court.
Yeah.
That's what's wild. The Droids is what actually got me to go earlier to Carnival Court when Crazy.
But I remember when
band was playing.
Well, I remember when Droids played day shift.
Yeah.
And now they took Mr. and Mrs. Smith's days.
They're not a band anymore?
I don't know.
You said I used to make fun of that band so much.
Because they played on the track.
Well, who was that guy that was on stage? The original guy? Teddy.
He's traveling with Chippendales.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Teddy was a lot.
He was a lot.
I
Love
was
him. Love
he's
Teddy.
a handsome man, but he was a lot. He had so much drama. I remember at one point he's like, blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember going, damn, Teddy.
Oh, good times.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good times.
That's so funny.
But yeah, no, the Droids, man, and then like, of course, like, so like then Joe Bonasorte is their substitute drummer, or their substitute guitar. Oh, speaking of, so he was on at New York that night, but like during American Girl, Madelon is like, he walks over to the suitor and they switch guitars mid-song.
There you go, buddy.
I'm like wondering, like I was like, what's, and I didn't.
Oh, because Madelon plays bass, right?
Yes. So it was really funny because at one point I noticed like Madelon was like, they switched sides, but I just thought they switched sides. And I was like, well, okay, cool. So like they could each get views of like the crowds or whatever. Like, okay. No, they switched guitars.
That is so funny.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I was going to say, doesn't Madelon play guitar in the Elvis show?
He plays bass guitar.
I thought he played guitar. I thought I always thought he was a guitar player.
Because Steve is also, unless him and Steve, listen, it's been a minute since, but I think he plays bass because Steve Bonacci also plays bass and they switch days.
Gotcha. Okay, for some reason I always thought he's a guitar player, but I don't think
has certain days
live.
and Bonacci has certain days.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, if I've seen him live, it was years ago, so I don't remember what he was playing. But okay.
It was like, what is going on here?
That is so funny.
It
was a good night though.
Oh man.
It looks like a lot of fun. It looked like there was like a bachelorette party there.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on, and it again was one of those like pure, real. This is what Carnival Court is all about, kind of.
Well, isn't it funny? Did you see any? I guess you wouldn't, but it's. I was gonna say, did you see any of the barflies? But like, honestly,
no, I was up at the stage.
Like honestly,
one lady was like, comes up to me, she goes, do you know them? And I was like,
No.
in the club. No, but no, we all fam.
We all fam. What?
No, but she was like, can you get their attention to me so I can ask for this one song? And I can't remember what she asked for, but I remember looking at her going, no.
That's a bad song. No.
No.
No, we're not going to sing that, ma'am.
Nobody's going to use me to get to them. Sorry, I'm here to party.
I would, unless it was a good song, and if it was a good song, I'd be like, yeah.
No. Yeah, maybe, but I was,
don't know.
yeah. No.
So, Starry Pirate.
Straight Pirate?
Straight
Okay.
Pirate. Why
So last Tuesday, after my TikTok live, I was already intoxicated, a little buzzed, because TikTok live is part of
Listen, we created a drink.
We created a great drink.
So funny. You couldn't see me. But
There's a couple of them that we created, and a variation of that is now on the VIX holiday menu.
What?
Yeah. So anyway, but afterwards I went to Straight Pirate. I had one drink. Alexis had two, and AJ had two, and so I think I had like a pair of thieves and like.
What is that?
It was tequila. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Dude, there's so much stuff in all those. There's so many ingredients.
It's all their like specialty.
It's all
cocktails
tiki.
and stuff?
Yeah. We sat in a booth like in the corner, and it was very dark in there, but it was really cool. Like I love that place.
I need to dress up like a pirate.
I love that bar. So they got their drinks, and then like the bill comes, and I'm like trying to like here and they're like, dude, yours like we had more than you. Or yours is $15. Nobody cares. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's that. Call it a night. Saturday I go into work, and Alexis sends me that picture of her and I at.
It's cute. It's on our Instagram, right?
Yeah. So and then Straight Pirate reposted it.
Oh, and they also commented on it. I was like, finally, guys, we've been tagging you in a while.
Yeah, we've been tagging you in shit for a long time.
This is like just the fourth tag.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're gonna go too. Me and Mallory are gonna go.
This was great. Okay, so AJ and Alexis are getting ready to go out like a separate day. Like they're getting ready to go out. And AJ didn't want to like bring a purse or anything. She just wanted to bring her debit card and her ID. Yeah. The debit card that she had was not hers.
How?
They got her.
Oh, they switched. They gave her back the wrong debit card. Oh, that's a fuck up.
Yeah.
That's a big fuck up.
So then she goes back to Straight Pirate. Now they had charged our drinks on the debit card that they gave back to AJ. So then she goes back to Straight Pirate to get her cocktail or to get her debit card. So they give her debit card back.
They still had
AJ's debit card. So AJ turned in the one they gave her.
See, I would have been nosy and looked them up and be like, hey girl, I got your debit card.
Because AJ was wondering, like we all get notifications. Like I get, every time I use my credit card, I get a notification that,
she was like, where the fuck's my notification? I do the same thing.
Yeah. But she was like, okay, well, whatever. Never got charged. So whoever's debit card that they gave back to AJ
got charged
for our drinks. And so we were like, I love Straight Pirate.
How did the person not get their debit card back? Like, how did they not know they left it? I guess because
it happens all the time.
Well, they didn't receive their card back. I don't know. It's a part of my OCD actually. So that's why I'm like that, and then I leave. So like that's in my head. I can't compute. Maybe I should be on what's her face's podcast.
I don't know. Yeah, don't know how that happened either. I have no idea because they bring you the thing. Like they bring you.
Listen, they're so much fun though. I mean, honestly, they're. From what you've seen, like
Straight Pirate, like that was a little snafu, but it worked in our favor. But that doesn't mean we're not going to go back because Straight Pirate is the shit, dude.
Yeah, Mallory and I for sure are going to go one of our days.
Oh man, I love Straight Pirate.
Yeah, like honestly, it looks like so much fun. We want to dress up like pirates and do the whole thing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Even though, like you said, there wasn't a bunch of people dressed up.
No, people don't get dressed up to go to that bar. They should. They don't. I don't. I wore the.
Yeah. But I feel like other people aren't either. So it's like, why would you dress up as a pirate if no one else? Like, you can't dress up like a pirate by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could, but.
So let's tell everybody okay, so the cocktail funny story. So I got a bottle of Falernum Now, I got the syrup version. Didn't know there was a liqueur version of it until I got to work on Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm going to order like falernum, and that way I can like hone in on my craft and work with an ingredient that I've never worked with and see like where I can, like, I just want to be better at what I do because I'm like going, like leveling up each time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I know I want to do a mule, but I don't know like what I should do with this and this and this and this. And Callie on my TikTok live last week goes, "Do you still have that Wild Roots pear back there?"
The only reason why I said that because you were like, I'm looking for like a hot apple cider, and I was like, oh well, the pear is going to be fantastic in that because that pear Wild Roots is like we just do the hot apple cider, and then we put that pear vodka in there, and it's chef's every time.
So falernum, the syrup is, and that ingredient in and of itself is more ginger, clove, lime, and almond.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, that'll go well with pear, like the ginger and the pear. And I'm like, okay. So get my tin. I get 1.5 ounces of pear.
I actually have the recipe.
I did. Yeah. I think I did 1 ounce of. Yeah. So I did half. Okay. Yeah. No, I did 1.5. I did 1.5 ounces of pear vodka.
Oh, 1.5. Okay.
Yeah, I did 1.5 ounces of the pear vodka. I did 1 ounce of falernum. I did 1/2 ounce of lemon, and then I did 3 drops of chocolate bitters. Shook that up and put it in a coupe glass. And I've been thinking about it all week. Like
honestly, it was so funny. She's like, if this tastes good, I swear to God, bitch. And I was like, so nervous because I was like, it's gonna taste like trash. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And then it was good. And I was like, oh, the Colegio's bar.
I have been craving it.
It's even better.
Like I almost just want to like make it again.
Honestly, I mean, listen,
it was that good.
It was so funny. I was like, we have to have a reality check like cocktail menu. Maybe eventually we'll create a reality check cocktail book. Ooh.
Well, I'm writing it. Well, so we're doing one for Vix,
but
and then I'm doing one for myself. But we could also.
But I'm just saying, like,
I just got an idea for your Christmas present.
Oh.
I just got an idea for your Christmas present.
Listen, I actually don't. I know. Well, for our Christmas present, we're getting tattoos for sure. But
oh yeah, we're gonna do those tattoos. But I also,
also are funny.
But I also, yes, but I also now I have an idea.
I still have to come up with something funny for you.
Okay.
I've got a couple months.
But I think it might be something that I get for you and for me. That way we can kind of both have.
Listen, you know how the gift works. I don't yet. So
okay. Anyway, so that's gonna be so good. Okay, that's what I was planning. Okay. Anyway.
You're like, okay, I'll put it together.
Excited. Okay, so Callie, you went to a sex shop.
Oh my God! Let me tell you. First of all, I don't want anybody questioning me. I'm orgasm certified. I can't even tell you.
I don't want to know.
I have a certificate.
Oh, hi, Uncle Gary.
Uncle Gary.
Oh my God, Uncle Gary. Uncle Gary last week on TikTok Live.
You know what? This is why is it that every time Uncle Gary's here, it's got to be inappropriate.
Every time Uncle Gary shows up, sex comes into play. I don't know why, but like it's what we end up talking about.
No, he comes into the live on Tuesday.
He comes into
live. Look at my boobs, and then this now. Damn it!
I'm like, I'm like TikTok Live, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like Bona Sorte came over, we're having a whole conversation, and he's like, I don't need to hear about this, Jess. I'm gonna go call Caparilla now. And I'm like, tell him I said what's up. Like,
damn. Well, Uncle Gary, now you're in mine. So Mallory and I. Damn, dude. Why does this
what a great day.
So yeah, Mallory and I, she sent me this thing by the Womanizer Toys. There's a toy line named Womanizer. They're a high quality toy that uses air instead of vibration. Anyways, they had a pop up at the Love Store, and they were having raffles every 30 minutes and all that other stuff. So we're like, well, it's a great excuse, like to go. So we went and we did a whole entire like tour. They showed us all the toys. They showed us how vaginas work and like all the details. And then they taught us about the erogenous spots. So like the inside of your wrist, the nipples, the ears, like all the sexy spots. And then we got fancy certificates. And then Mallory won a $200 vibrator. Like, it was wild. And then we shopped around, and there was spooky toys. that
I don't want to know.
there was a mermaid and a ghost for men. And then that made me laugh for a really long time. And then they had the cutest clothes, like not sexy clothes. But they had, I mean, there's a dress for you in there, like literally. And it's an actual dress. It's not like a sexy dress at all, but like, oh my God, it's so cute. There's
Hey, Joey, we're going to be talking about that Bills game here in a second.
Oh, we are. But there was a jacket in there, this like jean jacket. It had a bunch of rhinestones and like wings on it. It was super cute. But yeah, so shout out to the Love Store. That was a lot of fun. They were super generous, super nice. And then we picked up the boy, and we picked up Vegas Baby. We picked up Nathan, and then we picked up Uncle Davy Dave, and we went to the Ren Fair. And that was a lot of fun.
I've always wanted to go to that.
Honestly, we kind of talked about last week, but I didn't bring a stroller because I'm an idiot. So that was fun. He was tired. And of course, like they had camels and all this other stuff, and we missed it because I walked right past it like a ding dong. But I will say, like they were only selling tall cans, which were like $12 each.
That's not bad.
No. And then they had a turkey leg. It was $23 for a turkey leg, but. Like, I don't know, you're at a Renaissance fair. I'm expecting it to be expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
So, like, $23 for a turkey leg, that's not bad. And then Uncle David, Dave, and Aunt Mallory bought, like, pocket knives because they have, like, a bunch of, people that sell their goods. And those are, like, 2 for $20, and they're really nice, super sharp. I will say...
Bye, Uncle Gary.
Oh, Uncle Gary's already leaving. He heard our conversation. He was like, I'm out, you guys.
See you at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, see you when we're live. We'll try not to talk about boobies again. Speaking of boobies, there's a lot of boobies out at Renaissance Fair.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Like, just all pouring out. But you know what was really funny? So Nathan's cousin, Ashley, was there, and she has, like, her and her husband, like, do a camp and do, like, this whole entire get-up and stuff. And Nathan hasn't seen Ashley in, like, 10 years, maybe even more than that. So it was just weird to run into them as we were like walking by. Baby did a pirate, like he went through the pirates and he made a pirate flag and he got a necklace. It was actually a lot of fun. I'm going to do it next year. But here's the trick for Ren Fair. Are you ready for the trick for Ren Fair? Uber. This is what we're going to do next year. I'm going to hope he has a booster.
Bye, Joy.
Oh,
we're about to talk about Aaron Rodgers and how he sucks, and we're about to do that. That's like next on our list.
Do you have a penalty flag to throw?
Oh my God, what a great idea! Because like
We do need
what
a
a great.
The whole game. That was the whole game.
Oh man. Okay.
Just because, like, make sure to buy a penalty. I will. We need to get props.
Oh
my God.
Thanks, Joy.
But yeah, so what we're gonna do next year is because by that time Vegas Baby will end up being a booster, so I'm just gonna get like one of those fold up wagons that I already have, give him a booster, call an Uber, and it'll be a day.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. It's very heavily trafficked. It's crazy, but yeah. So speaking of, even though Joy just left,
and we're about to talk.
we
about
gotta get into our football drama.
Lots of football drama. Okay, well, so Joy's gone, so we'll start with college because I would have definitely started with the NFL because Joy was here, and I literally sent Joy a text and I said go Bills because fuck Aaron Rodgers. Now, but again, we'll get into that. Okay, so college football was Saturday. LSU beat Ole Miss.
Woohoo!
Now they do every year. And what this one girl posted on TikTok, she was like, can we normalize like not celebrating this much every time LSU beats Ole Miss? Because they're expected to beat Ole Miss.
Oh, I see. So
they are
like,
expected. It is expected. It is not easy because Ole Miss is ranked 9th. They're a top 10 team. We are not.
Oh,
we are not this year because thank you, Coach Brian Kelly. Suck. I hate LSU's coach. I hate him because he came from Notre Dame and he knows nothing.
Oh, that's right.
He knows nothing.
This is not the Joe Burrow coach.
This is separate coach.
Because right now I'm confusing the Chiefs coach with the LSU coach.
Yeah, no. So Coach Brian Kelly came from Notre Dame and he knows nothing about Southern football. And I remember like
which
first
is
day,
like huge lore.
the first day that he introduced himself, he was at a women's LSU women's basketball game. And
Okay.
he suddenly had a Cajun accent, and he came. I'm like, bro, you're from Indiana. Like, what do you want? Like, it was.
That would be me. I pick up accents really
No,
hard.
but it was like he was.
I can't even do it. A Cajun accent is so French.
It's like when certain politicians show up to different rallies and different demographics and change their. It was like that. It was very cringe.
It's like when a white person goes on stage and they're like El Cortez, and like
Yes.
they do something like
weird
with an accent. And you're like, girl, you're white.
Okay, so Coach Kelly, I really cannot stand the man. And anytime like LSU loses, he passes the buck, and I'm like, dude, you're the head coach. So like, anyway, so the entire game, it was LSU's homecoming,
Okay.
and it was their 100-year anniversary.
So they had to win.
So they had to win at home.
They had no choice.
And the entire game, they were down. The whole game. And like when the game started, Uncle Jimmy sends me a text and he goes, I bet on LSU, go Tigers. By halftime, he was like, this team sucks. And I was like, I know.
Sorry.
And then Brandon, my bar manager, the entire time was like, it's cool, JJ, it's cool. Like they got plenty of time. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm like, no, they suck. I was like, this team disappoints me every time.
Me watching the Raiders.
I was just
I haven't seen a game this year
the
yet.
whole game. And then they went into overtime. Like they came up and went into overtime. And I was
You're
like,
I'm ready.
And then so in college, each team gets possession.
Okay.
Right. And then, so if each team gets possession, if the first team that has possession only scores a field goal, that's it. Like that's the next team, then the other team gets the ball.
Okay.
Like, so each team gets possession, and then after that it's touchdown. Okay. So, Ole Miss, their kicker scored a 54-yard 54-year-old field goal. Or 54-yard field goal.
Is that impressive?
Yes.
Okay,
For,
cool. Okay,
for college.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. For college, that's huge.
Okay.
So me and Brandon are sitting there, like, we're like, oh shit. And then LSU gets the ball and we're like, oh Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Praying. And each team starts at the 25-yard line.
Uh-huh.
Right, so they're close to the goal anyway.
Yeah.
So LSU gets the ball and easily just throws that ball into the end zone and it's caught. And that game's over. And I was like, we couldn't do this the whole game? Like, what's going on, people?
I feel like people like to tease you a little bit because that's how the games are going. Like the really good games are like they're like.
So then LSU what was cool is like all those those LED bracelets that we all got at Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
they got those too.
Listen, I had them at the Jelly Roll concert too.
Yeah. So
that's
in order to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of LSU, they everybody got wristbands.
Yeah, they're pretty.
The field was stormed. The goalposts stayed. Nobody did anything to the goalpost. But man,
that has to be its individual person.
That moment was so crazy, and I was like, yeah, I never doubted them for a second. Like the whole
that's just screaming.
The whole game, I was so mad. Oh man, they have LSU. LSU has Alabama coming up the first weekend in November. It's always the first weekend in November. So that was really crazy. But we got to talk about some college mascots here.
Listen, this is my level. Because it was so funny. Jessica and I were talking about it, and I was like, "Girl, I don't know the basics. I don't know what's funny." Like she sent me a meme, and I was like, "I don't even know what that means. I don't know. He looks sad." So, do we want to talk about Aaron Rodgers first?
No, because we're in college right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're still in college. Oh, that's right. We're still in college. That's right. Okay, sorry. Listen, I'm trying. I'm keeping up. But yeah, no, the Oregon Ducks. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
So the Oregon Ducks. It was head-to-head Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State was killing it like the whole game.
Yeah.
And then Oregon squeaked by and won by 1 point.
Is that the game that was also the mascot being super silly?
So college game day, they film at different schools.
Okay.
So it's like a huge deal to have the college game day
at your
Nick Saban, who who used to coach Alabama, Pat McAfee, all of them. Like they're all they all show up and they do like their college game day, and they reveal their picks for the winners and all that. Okay. And then they actually have college kids like behind them, and so they the college game day signs that people make, like it not just kids. Yes, and like and like I bet they're like I bet Nick Saban likes corn dogs or like some shit. Like people write the
college kids.
People write the dumbest shit on those signs, and it is my favorite part of college game day. And so
that's funny.
So then the Oregon Duck, because they're in Oregon, and the Oregon Duck gets on like a tractor bed, and he Nick Saban is talking, and Nick Saban doesn't like to be interrupted, right? So Nick Saban is just continuing on with what he's talking about. Meanwhile, the Oregon Duck comes behind the stage, and you see him like, does anybody need a haircut?
Oh, I didn't see this.
And then he like gets the shears out.
And the kid's like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah. So he just starts shaving this kid's head on national television behind Nick Saban.
Like he's like they're being so serious.
Dude, this mascot is so unhinged. Like it's the best.
I think that was the funniest thing was like honestly. Okay, so this is a little backstory. Grace got Vegas Baby a Oregon Ducks book, and in the book, this Oregon Duck is just is exactly the way that mascot acts. Yeah. I mean, in the book, he just goes around and he's so silly and he's so funny. And he just like does all these silly things in the book, and it just made me think like he would, but like this guy is in full character. Yes. Like he read the autobiography of the Oregon Duck.
So then the Oregon Duck later on turns around and holds up this sign that says, "Sydney Sweeney, call me back."
Yeah.
What?
And he's like, "Shoot my shot."
And so Sydney Sweeney, of course, sees it. Yeah, and posted on her Instagram stories and wrote, "Sorry, I changed my number."
I don't know.
But like just the way that the duck was like,
"Please, I don't know."
Sydney Sweeney, call me back. Like, oh God. Like I like listen, I will give Grace that. Like I will like we're in two different conferences. Vegas Baby has LSU. He's got LSU shirts. Not anymore. He grew out of them, so Auntie Jess has to buy him some more. But the point is, he's a house divided. Like his he's got like Oregon stuff and LSU stuff, and it's just a whole big thing.
Because he just goes duck book.
Yeah.
And then like when he sees like the LSU like old baby clothes because they're in his room.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, what's this?" Well, he does have the little bear and the
tiger,
the tiger in the football.
Yeah,
actually, he ripped that out. But the bear.
Okay, well, Auntie Jess somewhere. So Vegas Baby's gonna have a good tiger Christmas. Yeah,
Christmas and birthday are right next to each other.
And birthday. So he's gonna start. Man, that shit was so funny though, because just the way that like the Oregon Duck was, man. I
just like how he's like shaving his head, like kind of looking at it, like, come on, look at me.
The Oregon Duck and Cosmic the Cougar from Brigham Young are the two best mascots in college football history.
Which is so fun. Like BYU has a funny mascot.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
all that. Like, dude, but their football team's doing crazy shit too. Like they're good too.
Yeah, because they're focused on the Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the Lord.
So moving on to the NFL. So,
oh my gosh, what happened to my hot coach?
Robert Saleh was actually. I
don't think he's that hot.
I didn't actually. Okay, I found this out like Tuesday night that it was the first when they fired the coach. Like this is the first time in the history of this. Okay?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, so when they the Jets have never the last time they fired a head coach mid-season was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't fire a coach. So
wait, are the Jets any good ever?
No.
Oh. Okay.
So like no. They thought they hit the jackpot with Aaron Rodgers and no.
Well, okay, so
he's not good.
So what happened? Because
he's old.
When I say hot coach, I mean compared to the Chiefs coach. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, well, compared to Andy Reid, yeah. But like the Dolphins coach and like
who was that one? Miami Dolphins. It was the Dolphins one because they were like, he arrived to Miami and then he became Miami. Like like stereotypical Miami dude.
There's a few.
I was like, oh, he got himself a nice girlfriend.
There's a few coaches, like I think even like the Bills coach, like everybody's got really hot coaches this year, and it's been funny to watch on TikTok all these like girls like thirst, like they're just like thirst trapping, like they're like. Oh, look! I don't watch football. And then you like turn on football, and they're like showing all the hot coaches, and they're like, maybe I'll watch football.
Listen, I'll watch football if they're hot.
Dude.
I mean, that's not entirely true. Because Nathan was like, "Don't you like football?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I have no idea what's going on."
Yeah. So I saw this again. I saw this podcast that was like the guy was like, "You don't like football, but I like football. So I'll talk to you like I'm telling a gossip story."
Yeah. And I was like, "That's exactly what you need to do."
Okay, so basically. So check this out.
Okay, what happened to my hot coach?
So like Aaron Rodgers, when he left the Green Bay Packers,
no way,
was like totally ready to retire. He's like, I just don't care, but I'm gonna go play for the Jets for a year.
Like, why not?
Well, then he like hurt himself. Like he got a really bad injury.
I know.
After like 3 games into his first season with the Jets.
But he's okay now.
Listen, forever. Okay, but here's the thing: is like, so he got injured. And then, so he was out for the season. So the Eras tour started. And
shit! Wasn't he there? Well, didn't he date
literally this was from from Secret Life of American Teenager.
There you go. There you go.
She was an adult by the time. No, Aaron Rodgers at the Eras tour. During the folklore set. No, this is when we found out that Aaron Rodgers, this is when we found out that, like, I love a folklore girly, right? Like, Aaron Rodgers, during the, like, preseason this year, like, for practice, the social media teams for each team would go up to all the players and ask them what their favorite Taylor Swift song was, and everybody would just say, like, whatever hit she had. And then you get to Aaron Rodgers, and he said Invisible String, and we were like, what?
What? That's what I said.
That's a deep track. Like, what? Like...
Does he have kids?
No. Oh. So we're like, Aaron Rodgers likes Taylor Swift because that's like a real. That's not even a single. Like, what? So again, love a folklore girly. So I thought, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to like root for Aaron Rodgers now because yes, like we love Swifty, right? Like cool. And then we loved seeing him at the Eras tour. Cool. Then this dude goes and gets his coach fired.
How did he do that?
I don't know. I think it was.
I guess why did he fire the coach?
I think he had probably like. I think he went to like the owner and was just like, "There's no communication. He doesn't understand me. There's no like chemistry or whatever.
He doesn't even understand.
Just like all these basically that.
Isn't he like known for being a crybaby?
Basically, yes. Basically that. Okay. So, so the Jets fire their coach mid-season. Coach is still getting paid. Like Robert Saleh is sitting back at home, like watching this game happen, and he was making like $200,000 per game or whatever, just watching. He doesn't have to do anything.
That's why he's my boyfriend.
Whatever.
Like, they have to pay out his contract.
Yeah. So he's just like, yeah. And then, so then of course, like they fire him. He's sitting at home watching the Jets lose.
And he's like, good. I'd be like, fuck the Jets.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so it was just a lot of fun. Like it was so funny. But I was like, dude, you don't even plan on sticking around. Like you don't even plan on.
I guess that's my thing. It's like, first of all, he looks older than even like Tom Brady.
But everybody wants him to retire. Like he was going to retire. He just wanted to play another season.
Listen, Tom Brady pulled that off. Because he's
Tom Brady and he's
records
good
behind him, but like you can't pull that off. Doesn't everyone hate him?
Yeah.
Or is it his political thing? Because I know like some people hate him for his political views.
He reminds me of another friend we have.
I can't ask the question because I'd give it away.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. He's
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's
Sorry, that's fully clicked.
Again, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, he has his like thing. Yeah, he's had his moments.
Listen,
but he's also like a crybaby He's just a crybaby on the field.
Yeah.
So, but Josh Allen had a great game. No, so DeMar Hamlin, who he actually last season was the one that died on the field.
Oh shit!
During the Bengals game.
What is he doing?
He's playing now. He's back on the field.
Good for him.
He's back on the field.
Scary. That's what my cardiologist said, that I shouldn't do that. And I said, don't you worry, I won't.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin literally died. Like his heart stopped
Yeah, because what happens is like the heart is racing so fast because they're like running and everything.
Or it wasn't last season. I remember it was like the season before that.
Yeah,
I remember
feel like
because
we
it
were
was
at
before.
KCOR.
It was because I remember because I'm thinking about Joy and when I met her and when she was telling me about it, and it was right before I got hired.
Yeah, it was the KCOR days for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, so DeMar Hamlin.
Good for him though. I'm glad that
he's
he was
back
able
on the
to come
field.
back.
So
Okay,
he went over to Aaron Rodgers and asked him for his jersey. And so, because him, like Aaron Rodgers is like his idol.
Yeah.
So him and Aaron Rodgers like did their jersey swap and all that.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we were like, oh God, no, I can't be mad at Aaron Rodgers, but yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Well, listen, now you got new reasons.
But also the new head coach, like the Robert Saleh has a paid vacation the rest of the season. So I guess that's.
I mean, I wouldn't be too mad if I got my money. I'd be like, okay, fire me, give me money.
Like Coach O was sitting pretty on $5 million from LSU. Like,
so who's going to replace him? Do we have any idea?
No, there was like they just had like an interim coach. Like Coach O was the interim coach for Les Miles when they fired Les Miles, and then he wasn't supposed to be permanent, but then LSU started winning games, and so they kept him. So like I don't know the guy that they had last night. Or Sunday night. I'm not really sure. Or Monday night. Yeah, it was last night. So I'm not really sure who that is. I have to like do more research into that. But yeah,
do you think he will become the new head coach?
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
I see. I don't know how that works. Like, does the secondary, like, is it like the vice president just comes in and becomes head coach because the main coach is gone?
I have no idea. I don't know how that's gonna work. If he's not winning games, they'll probably bring out someone else.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if there's a coach.
Oh, the Jets also missed 2 field goals. One at 51 yards.
Isn't it like the easiest?
And one at 30 yards.
Like you have one job.
Yes.
Like
yes.
That's the one
you
job
get paid millions of dollars to kick a fucking ball. So like
at one point of the game, not even all the time.
Not all the time.
And you just sit on the bench the whole time.
So he kicked the ball and the ball hit the side of the goalpost.
And the goalpost was like, I wish I was Tennessee.
Yeah.
I wish I was in a river.
I'm not supposed to get hit. What's going on?
I'm embarrassed.
All right.
Anyway, so Kanye West got sued by a lady named Lauren Poshoda. I had to like put it in fancy stuff. Yeah. I was like, I can't pronounce that. Poshoda. Anyways, she's an OnlyFans model and also Kanye West's ex-assistant. She's saying that she was sexually harassed and wrongfully terminated. And then she made an amendment to her lawsuit saying that she was sexually harassed and drugged and then sexually assaulted as well. So a little bit about her. She shows up to a Kanye West party that was also, Kanye West was the co-host of a Diddy party. Listen, I already have Diddy and Kanye behind bars in my head. In our new lineup. So they go to a Diddy party and the girl, let me start with the first lawsuit. So the original lawsuit says she was going against Kanye for sexual harassment and wrongful termination and also unpaid dues. She had like 14 complaints, but these are the top 3. She said that she worked for Kanye West from 2021 to 2022. She claimed that he would send her sexy text messages, talk about his flings that he would have in the past. Honestly, sounds like real Kanye behavior. He paid her $1 million a year to be available to him 24/7, which at $1 million a year, I'd be a 24-hour assistant right now. Like, he also was supposed to pay her $1 million for canceling her OnlyFans account because God was speaking to him and said that wasn't the right thing for his assistant to do. So he said he was going to pay her $1 million, and then he never did. And then he said he was going to pay her $1 million to do this, and then he never did. But what happened was they met when she went to a Diddy party, and Diddy parties are known for you have to drink the Kool-Aid in order to hang out, and the Kool-Aid had the date rape drug in it. So apparently at this party, her and Kanye hooked up, but she doesn't remember it. So she just remembers feeling really weird the next day and thought it was weird that she had one alcoholic beverage and it fucked her up so much. So she was like, that's so weird. And then when she went, then she got fired by Kanye because it just like wasn't working out. Oh, okay. I'm putting the story all over the place. So then she doesn't remember what happens. And then she gets hired by Kanye West a few years later. So she went to a Diddy party in like 2018 and then got hired by Kanye in 2021. So
because she didn't remember what happened and she didn't remember that Kanye was there and ended up working with him?
No, she knew Kanye was there. She just worked with a lot. Honestly, it's giving very Harvey Weinstein. It's like one of those things where you want to work in the industry. You've made your name finally. You need an excuse to work in the industry. Kanye Kanye West needs an assistant. Might as well sign up. Like, okay. So she didn't remember that. And then when he was fired, so he was sending her these sexy text messages. He would send her text messages like, "Oh, I want to watch my wife Bianca. I want my wife Bianca to watch me and her mom hook up and sleep together. And I want Bianca to watch." Like, he was telling her these really like crazy things. And how she found out she hooked up with Kanye West was because apparently when he was married to Kim Kardashian, he said she was going to send a text to Kim like, "Kim, we're not cheating together. I promise. I'm just an assistant. I'm just an assistant. I'm not cheating." And then he was like, "Well, if you remember that night at the Diddy party, we did hook up." And he was with Kim at the time. So there's that. And then he would ask her to buy the honey packs. I'm going to assume you don't know what the honey packs are because I just learned about them last week. So honey packs for the cool kids, the Gen Zers, are sexual enhancement things. And they come like sweet honey. So you can just like slurp it down. And then you have like all the horniness, which I don't know what a teenager would need all the horniness for, but whatever. So yeah, he would just say things like, yeah, like I want to watch my wife have sex with, I want to have sex with my wife's mom, my mother-in-law, and have my wife watch, and like all that other stuff. Turns out he did not pay $3 million that she was owed by her saying like, he told me I was going to get $1 million for canceling my OnlyFans. I canceled my OnlyFans. I never got $1 million. I was supposed to pay $1 million a year. He canceled my contract last minute. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the head coach of the Jets, like, I have a contract, I should still be paid even though you fired me. Like, that was the whole thing. And then it was just a lot. Like, it's just a lot of like kind of gross stuff. I don't want to say like I don't believe her because a lot of things sound like, at one point he like knocked down her hotel room to get to her at 6 a.m. I absolutely believe Kanye West would knock down somebody's hotel room if he fully believes he's paying you for 24-hour service. Like, that man is crazy. She also claimed that when he knocked down her hotel room, he had to take a shower, and then he proceeded to get naked and press his naked body up against her. And she was like, "I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this." And then shortly after, she was fired. There's also allegations that him and his wife are like, she's the orgy coordinator, and that she handles all the orgies for him and Kanye, because people are like, "Have you noticed he hasn't been as Jesus lately?" Which is true. He hasn't been doing Sunday service.
No,
and he hasn't been doing all that.
And he's been dressing Bianca up in like her
underwear
and
naked,
making her go out that way.
I mean, it's weird. Which he did the same thing to Kim Kardashian, not the nakedness, but like he was mad at Kim for not being appropriately dressed. Yeah, and like that was a major part of the divorce. But yeah,
I actually don't even blame her for that one.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, no, I'm gonna dress the way I dress. You met me this way, get over it. I don't blame her. But yeah, so Ye denies all of this. He plans on doing a countersuit against her for defamation. But I gotta say, wouldn't it be funny, because the Kanye, I did not expect the Kanye Diddy before Jay-Z and Diddy pipeline, but I gotta say, it's kind of funny because it's like, okay, well, was Ye actually protecting Taylor from Diddy?
That's the dumbest shit.
Kanye West is out of his goddamn mind.
No, but Kelsey Ballerini was marked safe last week, and so was JoJo Siwa.
That's what I mean. Like, I understand. I mean, were they doing it as a joke?
Well, JoJo Siwa absolutely knew that rumor was going on. Like, she's all over.
Well, like, JoJo is so smart with her business moves.
JoJo and Kelsey Ballerini are all over TikTok. Like, they are all over TikTok.
I see JoJo. I don't see Kelsey as much.
I see Kelsey all the time. Like, when she released the Penthouse single.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, that was so, that EP was so
that was a great
big.
EP, that's why.
But it was all over. I found out about it on TikTok. And I ended up going to that show. Like, oh my God. But so Kelsey Ballerini is all over TikTok.
Yeah.
So of course, like, she probably fell into that rabbit hole. So when she got up to accept her country award, she's like, "Thank you, Beyonce, for coming into country music," or whatever. And I was like, what a weird thing to say.
Right?
But then when JoJo won her like dance award or whatever, well, okay, she was like, "Thank you, Beyonce," blah blah blah. And I'm like, JoJo's marked safe. But then a lot of people, including myself, think that JoJo again watched all the conspiracy theories and is like literally just
Kelsey
trolling.
did too.
I think they're all trolling.
Well, Kelsey is also like the interviews I've seen of her, she's very like laid back and like she knows what her fans want and stuff. But like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, you guys have to be playing into this because like I don't think there's a Beyonce connection. I think P. Diddy has a lot of connections. I don't think Beyonce's the ringleader.
No, but
I think
Jay-Z
she
for
might
sure.
be, but like I think she's a huge part of it. But I don't think she's the ringleader. But anyway, so we'll see what happens with the Kanye West drama. Like I said, I mean, this girl's allegations seem like too much like all the other Diddy cases, but it could be very real. I don't want to discredit her. Like, I mean, she's an assistant. She works in this industry. I think it's weird that you get sexually assaulted and you go work for the guy, but at the same time, like, you don't remember. Oh, and then also Kanye West made a quote like when she's like, "I don't remember hooking up with you, Kanye." He goes, "That's what all the women say."
Ew.
Which makes me think Kanye didn't know what was going on either because he would know if they were drugged.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if it goes anywhere. But let's do our promotions now.
All right. So what are we doing next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday,
We are going to see Sarah Hester Ross.
Yes. She is doing a show for all the hurricane victims, all the people that were affected by the hurricanes. She's from the Tampa area.
She had to cancel her tour.
Yeah.
She had to cancel her tour. So
and listen, Sarah went without electricity for 7 days. Her parents
her friend
evacuated.
Sarah, not Sarah Hester Ross.
Yeah. My friend Sarah, sorry. Who lives in Florida. But fairy godmother. But like she went without power for like 7 days. Her family went without power for 7 days, and they got the easy brunt of it, honestly. Yeah. Like the hurricane in Tampa, people were underwater for a few days.
Yeah.
And like even the Tampa Bay, like their stadium where they were housing all the first responders,
Tropicana Stadium.
Yeah, the freaking roof blew off,
and
that's when they were housing all the first responders.
It was funny. Well, so Governor DeSantis had a plan A, plan B, and a plan C, and that was plan A. But when he saw that shit wasn't going to work, he was like, okay, guys, plan B.
Yeah,
and thankfully he relocated, they brought in a lot of linemen from all over the country to like go. And what I've been seeing a lot is people are housing them. Like a lot of people are like here, like giving them like a place to stay because there's
honestly, Sarah got power back on Friday. And then it went out within 10 minutes. And so she was like, oh, crap. And then she finally got power back fully on Saturday night at like 8 p.m. But it was estimated not to be till today.
Wow.
Like, I mean, she literally is like, I can't, because a lot of the Florida houses are electric stoves.
Yeah.
So like people couldn't cook. Obviously you can't have people literally like lost so much money, but yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, it was crazy, but yes, the 22nd, Notoriety, 7:30 p.m. We will be there to support Sarah Hester Ross and do all that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, raise some money.
And then
they need it.
So Tuesday night, tonight, because I'm skipping TikTok Live next week, obviously, but TikTok Live tonight, 7 o'clock. Vodka stuff, more fruity, like passion fruit or prickly pear, stuff like that. Yeah,
you'll hear my voice. Yeah, you won't see me, but you'll hear my
Callie's
voice.
joining in on the live. Yeah, and then Callie started doing her own live.
Yes,
on Thursday.
I have to do a couple of them a week in order to keep my access on TikTok from my computer. So for sure Thursday, I don't know what my second day will be. I did Sunday as well. It was a lot of fun. We're building Calithia's house. So come join us in the mayhem of her house, because I'm not going to lie, it's a big project.
And as always, come see us here at 2 o'clock every Tuesday at Composer's Room.
And if you want any tickets, composersroom.com. But we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.